and this segment will be scored. It's must-win. Bengals at Ravens. Tomorrow night, last matchup was an OT shootout. Cincy has yet to beat a team with a winning record and did allow 41 points to the Ravens this year. Against winning teams, they are not good at all. Against losing teams, they thrive. So that's why they can win the Super Bowl, I guess. For Cincinnati, Nick, do you want to go first? Must win.
Sure, yeah, I'll go first. Once again, Wilds, this is what we talked about at the beginning of the show. When you are doing the reads, you must be neutral journalist Kevin Wilds. Once the read's over, you can be the professional takesman that you've blossomed into.
Sorry, that's my fault.
It's really not fair to the rest of us otherwise. But
that's my bad.
The answer to your question is no, it's not. It's a must-win for Joe Burrows. If Joe Burrow wants to get in the MVP conversation, like I think he can with a win, then obviously it's a must-win for that. But for the Bengals, if they lose to Baltimore, what it sets up is a true must-win for them next week against the Chargers, because any hope that they have of storming back and getting in a tie atop the division, potentially winning the division, will be dead, and instead it would just be trying to knock down other teams fighting for that 6-7 seed, of which the Chargers would be one. But they could lose this game and still be okay as far as the team goes, not as far as Burrow winning MVP. So no, it's not a must-win, Greg.
Took a very literal tact there, Greg.
Yeah, I disagree. It's a must-win. Look, Wilds mentioned it in his open with this team. They have yet to beat a winning team. A team with a winning record.
Come close 3 times.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count as a win. Trust me, I know. I've looked this up. Like, they still lost those games. And when you look at how they play, they want to throw the ball. This is a team that they can take full advantage of that. The Baltimore Ravens have the worst pass defense in all of football. If they can't put up numbers against the Baltimore Ravens, I get it's a division game. It would be a check mark, a great win for them. But this is a game that, okay, we saw Joe Burrow have success against the Las Vegas Raiders, but where would we hold that? Even with how bad this Baltimore Ravens defense is, if Joe Burrow comes out tomorrow night and play the way that he did and dices this defense up and gets a win, we're thinking quite differently about the Bengals moving forward into that next week against the Chargers.
Definitely a must-win. No question about it, because it just like Nick and Wilds, you guys said on opening night, strangely, the Baltimore Ravens were in a must-win situation because they had to prove to themselves that they could beat the Chiefs. Well, it's the same thing with the Bengals.
Exactly.
Lamar Jackson has owned Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And the Bengals are the more desperate team. Baltimore just took your lunch money a month ago. Granted, it was tough. It was hard for them to do it, but they did it. You have to go return the favor. So if you do meet this team in the playoffs, you have some inner confidence that you can beat them. So definitely a must-win. Thank you, Wild.
So can I ask one follow-up question before
quickly.
You get the score, Wild?
The score is already given. It was pretty obvious.
The defending champion.
Okay, well, can I still ask a follow-up question?
Sure.
Because I think Brew buried the lead there. So, Brew, you don't think Baltimore can beat Kansas City in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
Because
they
lost.
Absolutely do.
But it would be a must-win.
But
it would be a must-win.
You guys said it was a must-win. I did not. If you go back in the annals, you'll see that I didn't say it was a must-win. You guys were wrong about that.
You're correct.
You said it.
Sorry about that.
All right, moving on. A banged-up and perhaps demoralized Cowboys squad looking to find a spark when they host the Eagles. Cooper Rush under center. Backup QBs haven't fared too well if your name is not Malik Willis. Malik Willis doing great. Everybody else 500 or below. So, Brew, we're going to start with you this time. For Dallas, is this a must-win?
Not a must-win for the Cowboys because you're starting Cooper Rush. You're starting to back up. You actually have a built-in excuse to lose. But it is the must-win for the Eagles. Must-win for the Eagles. How about that curveball? All right, look, they've won 4 straight. They have to keep the momentum going. If you lose you have your rival that is struggling. Your rival is walking around in a daze. You have to knock them out, and this is your chance. If you lose to them, give them life, lose your own momentum, then there's talk about the supernatural funk is lurking again. No. Things are going great for you. Keep your momentum. Must win for the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you, Wilds.
Great.
Yeah, it's not a must win for the Cowboys because none of us believe that the Cowboys are a threat to two of the better teams within their own division, the Washington Commanders and obviously the Eagles, who they play this week. And when you think about what they're preparing to do right now with Cooper Rush, it's no different than if Dak Prescott was playing these games. So for me, yes, you have a built-in excuse, but the Cowboys going into this game and trying to get a win that is meaningless, we wouldn't hold anything to it. We would still feel like this team is fraudulent. So it's not a must-win. The Cowboys are dead to rights. They're not going anywhere this season. The one thing that they've showed us really quick is that they're all in on next season. That's why they got Jonathan Mingo. That's why they better lose this game so they can just go all the way in and get some draft picks.
You guys are both dead wrong. This is obviously a must-win for the Cowboys. It keeps their season alive. It also, that you guys are saying that, they clearly can't catch Philadelphia. I think that's correct. But I'll feel differently if they beat Philadelphia with their backup quarterback, and all of a sudden they're at 4-5 and Philly's at 6-3, and they have another matchup coming up with Philly, ostensibly when they're whole and Micah and Tank Lawrence and Dak are all back. Also, you talked about how the Philly can stick it to their rival. If the Eagles lose to the Dallas Cowboys in this state of affairs, how do you think Nick Sirianni's week is going to go? After last week, they won a game, but it was another one of those wins that everyone got mad at him about. And bonus take, Wilds, think about the content for this very show if the Cowboys win and Cooper Rush goes out there and cooks and Greg gets a victory lap on Brew and Brew starts saying there are rumblings that they should just stick with Cooper Rush if he can keep this winning streak going. So it's definitively a must-win for us and for the Cowboys. I'll take that point, Kevin Wilds.
1-0, Greg. You're going to go first here. Still plenty of time.
So Nick got that point?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Of course I did.
Broncos head into Kansas City as more than touchdown underdogs. Now, the Broncos defense did look stout until the Ravens put 41 on them. KC looking to keep their undefeated streak intact. But trap week, 4 of the last 5 teams that started 8-0 lost game 9. Okay. So, Greg, must win?
No. Nick, and you'll appreciate this. This is not a must-win for the Chiefs. They're not thinking about the Broncos and concerning themselves with it being a trap week. Could they lose this game? Yeah, possibly, but it's not a must-win. When you know you are going to be the team that everybody's chasing, that is going to have the number 1 seed, that has bigger fish to fry in the postseason, and that is the three-peat. So when you look at the Broncos, they haven't beat anybody impressive. This would be a great win if the Broncos could get it, but if the Chiefs lose this game, no one at this table feels anything different about the Chiefs moving forward, so it's not a must-win.
So here's the thing. That's how I was feeling a couple days ago. But I have found myself growing increasingly attached and fond of these streaks and seeing how many teams, historically great teams, the Chiefs can run down. So right now, as far as longest winning streaks in NFL history, here's the list that the Chiefs are on. This is this century, and obviously so the Chiefs, if they win Sunday, they put themselves a few games short of the Patriots, the undefeated Patriots season, and they get within striking distance of that 03-04 Patriots all-time record. And then the other streak that I have been following for the last year, and it seems like other people are now catching up with, wait a minute. Do the Chiefs have one of the best defenses in modern NFL history? Well, I don't know. No one can score 4 touchdowns on them. And with a win, they pass the dynastic Cowboys and the Ray Lewis-led Ravens. And so I would find myself, Brew, very sad to have either one of these streaks end at the hands of Bo Nix and Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. So even though I do think this could be a sneaky trap game, must win Kansas City, keep the streaks alive.
Gonna need a prayer here.
Well, it is not a must win. And what it is a not mad at a loss for the Chiefs. Because here's the thing, and Nick's been feeling this all year. This is why he didn't go with the 20-0. Every time they win another game, and the record 9-0, 10-0, 11-0, now the pressure ratchets up to not only get the three-peat, but to go 17-0. That will get louder and louder, and that's a lot of extra pressure that you didn't plan on having this year. So I think not mad at a loss is actually what this is, because then it just becomes, okay, the three-peat. You don't have to worry about the record. And Mahomes will be fine. Kelsey will be fine. Chris Jones will be fine. But what about a lot of the players on that team who are young, who might start feeling themselves even more? Oh, we can't be beat. We're not even playing well, and we're just waxing everybody. This is not mad at a loss. Thank you, Wilds.
Very close. Nick pulls it out. He had
What?
the full screens, the streaks.
Wow.
You made that way closer. That was like a Bengals-Ravens
I
type
thought
thing.
I had
Like
that
you played great, but he just played better. 2-1. Greg, still
Gotta
with
get
a
the
goose egg. Devontae Adams talking about going undefeated from here on out. Cardinals, meanwhile, looking for respect since they are atop the AFC West. NFC West, sorry. Here's Rodgers versus Kyler's numbers. Greg, is this a must-win for the Jets?
Yeah, it's a must-win. You got Devontae Adams going on television and saying that the vibes are feeling like relaxed when 2016, when Aaron Rodgers was winning MVPs and run the table. You got everybody looking at the rest of your schedule and remaining schedule and saying, oh, it's possible. And so what's left is for you to actually go and be about something that you're talking about that you can possibly do. Be about something that you feel like the vibes are giving from your quarterback, and let's see if he can actually execute what the vibes are that you say that he's giving off. I don't believe that they can execute it, but this is a must-win for the Jets. If they want to be what we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season, or had the potential to be at the beginning of the season, you can't allow this Cardinals team, who is scrappy and sneaky good, Wilds, in your point, to beat you on the road when you're trying to set the tone for the remainder of your season. It's a must-win for the Jets.
Go ahead, Brew.
Yes, it is a must win, and I'm a team player. I'm not going to empty the clip on this one because I want Greg to get this point. But yes, I feel bad for him. He's over there lonely,
Wait,
no points
that's it?
around.
You're
He's
just
by
done?
himself. Yeah, it's a must win for the
Okay,
Jets.
well-
I want my man to get a little point. I'm doing
Okay,
you a favor,
here's
man.
bless you.
I'm sorry.
Bless you, Wilds.
I'm
Wilds
allergic to the
is
lack of
allergic to-
analysis.
Exactly.
I'm doing you a
I was
favor.
going to say,
Oh, don't
Wilds
you-
is
you
allergic
want-
to
you want it?
laziness.
You want
Right
the
next to him.
A-game?
So
Well, what, something?
I'll go.
I'm-
Here's the thing.
Nice.
It is actually a must lose for our and all of sports media's sake. Because if the Jets lose this game, and now they have lost, what would that be? 6 of 7.
Yeah.
And now that they're 3-7, and we can finally put this nonsense to bed and put the Jets in the exact same topic drawer that their neighbors at the Meadowlands, the Giants, reside in, which is, gosh, that's where those keys are? I haven't seen that in
Plain
forever.
unit.
A drawer that never gets opened. So for all of our sake, Kyler, go win. Pretend it's back at Texas high school football, buddy. Run around and crush them so we can put all of the Jets out of their misery and all of us out of our misery of pretending this team, because it has a bunch of guys who are awesome in Madden 17 on the roster, that it's something more than it is. Must lose for the Jets and for sports media.
Wilds, can I suggest something, please?
Greg got the point, but
it
uninspired.
it should be a deduction of a point for what Brew did.
I agree with that.
That was
I
poor.
was helping out a teammate.
No, I'm not a teammate.
You know what? That's
I'm not a teammate.
That's right.
Brew, you are down. It's
I'm
two.
trying to
It's
be
2
nice.
to nothing to 1.
Exactly.
All right,
Great
see-
call,
see
Greg.
what happens?
Finally, Patriots Bears Sunday at 1 on Fox. Battle of the number 1 drafted QB versus the number 3 drafted QB. Bears started slow, got hot and then cooled off again, versus Drake May, who's just come out of the gates just on fire. Oh, just inspiring the whole region of the country. Oh, yeah, big time. Whoever wants to go first here, you can fight it out, because I do think there is a disadvantage to going first.
I'll go first, because
bro.
Y'all didn't see in the break, Greg asked me, look, if I fall behind, Brew, you won last week. Can a brother get a little something?
No one.
I'm trying to be nice, but I'm taking you behind the curtain, America. All right, here we go. Must win for Caleb. You said it earlier, Wiles. You got outplayed by Jaden. We're fine with that, because Jaden has been balling. You get outplayed by Drake May. So you don't just have to win this game, Caleb, for your playoff hopes, right? Because the defense is legit. I don't know what happened last week, but overall, the defense has been legit. You have very good weapons. You have oftentimes been the weak link. So if you don't win this game heading into the NFC North schedule, oh my, it's over for this season. All right, and Nick's pick of you guys going to the Super Bowl will fall flat. It's already going to fall flat, but it'll definitely be done. And you can't let Drake May, another rookie, outplay you. Because guess who else is playing well, Wiles? Bo Nix.
Yeah.
So come on, Caleb, do your thing and win.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with Drake May. Drake May is playing great ball. This is just a must-win for the Bears, because the bolts on their wheels are falling off. They're coming loose. And you mentioned something, the remainder of their schedule. Like, they have no margin for error. Like, they're literally gasping. They're going to be gasping for air for every single week to try to get a win. When you look at the remainder of the schedule, starting after this Patriots win, or after this Patriots game, when you got the whole NFC North, the 49ers, all these teams, you have to find a way to get a win. You just let one slip away in your mind. In Washington, you let that linger over to the Cardinals, and now you got the Patriots. You better get this done, or your season is probably going to be over if you're in Chicago.
All right, first of all, can we please pump the brakes a bit on the idolatry of the Bears defense, which in its last 4 quarters and 10 seconds has given up one of the worst defended Hail Marys of all time, and also a successful Hail Mary draw play at the end of a half, and let Kyler and the Cardinals run all over them. Like, the Bears defense had been playing well, and then it played terribly at the end of the Washington game than this game. But to answer the question, it's a must win, because I can't deal with an obnoxious Kevin Wildes on Monday. I have a feeling like I'm going to be feeling this Vegas trip for a few days into the weekend, and if I come back on Monday, or I'll be here Friday too, but if you deal with Kevin Wildes puffing his chest out because Drake May finds a way to create another 17-point performance that Wildes then turns into an all-time legendary rookie performance, I'm not going to be able to deal with it. So please, Caleb, bounce back, play well, dispatch of the terrible Patriots, and we don't have to discuss them anymore, please. So yes, must win. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.